channel. It's so good to have you here. How are we doing? Hope you're well. It's definitely crafting weather, so if you're up for a little project, then come and join me today. Right, so today I'm going to do part one of a middle spread that we're going to do in both signatures for this Rustic Reflections journal. And I am enjoying myself making projects for this. So what we're going to do is this piece here, which this is the center spread. It's a tea stain page. I have just inked on here, and I think I used fossilized amber and one of my lacy stencils, just really only going to see a tiny bit of this, and then this is going to stick down on there like this. All right, so that's what we're going to do. It's got these two pockets in the front here, which are super cute. All right, I made these pockets, and I'll talk you through it as we go. I've just added some little clusters here and some lace. Believe in yourself, very important. And a little bit of a strip in the middle here with the sort of burnt orange and the nice dark sunflower yellow there. So that's the front. That opens up and you've got a lovely page here. I've used the altered book pages, as you can see. So I've just added these two flowers, a leaf and one of the fussy cuts, just to finish it off there. So I quite like that, so I left that. Then on this side you've got a little flip out. Yeah, added some bits and pieces on here with a tiny bit of lace. I've made a tag for this, so just using this leafy background page, two flowers and a bit of washi tape. That's all I've done with that. That goes in here. All right, that flips out, and again I've just added a flower and that there. And then over here we've got a double pocket. So this one, which I've put on, this is from the kit, the add-on kit, just some cluster bits and pieces from the fussy cuts, etc., and a stamp bit. Then the first pocket I've put in these two pieces, just stuck on some fabric scraps there because I wanted to keep this pretty flat. So you got these two in the front. You can see the little hedgehogs. Yeah, so those go in there. And then in the one behind, I've got your little motivational quote and one of the large tags from the kits. So that's what I've got in there, and that just slides in there, and this one in there, and you flip it closed, you flip it closed, and there you go. And I can tell you it's pretty flat. So this could be a standalone project. I mean, it looks lovely on the back as well, but I am going to stick that down in there like that. Okay, we will then come back and do part B. It was just too long to do everything today, so we'll put the project that we're going to make in my next video over here. All right, so this is what we're going to do for both of the signatures. All right, so let me take that out, close this up. Now I think the other one's also got a tea stain page. Yeah, all right, so that's the other one. So we will make one of those quickly together. Hope you guys are all doing well. As I said, it's definitely crafting weather, and I'm not complaining because then I'm in my element. That and a nice hot drink, can't go wrong. Okay, so what do you need? Right, you need 4 of these pages. All right, 2 for each signature. Okay, so I've just taken the 4 I had over from the kit, and there you go. You can put any picture on the front because the front you're not really going to see much of, but what I decided was choosing the picture that I wanted to see there. Okay, you won't see this picture. You will see this one, and where the other one I folded it this way, this one I'm going to fold the other way. Okay, so I'll go through that with you now. So get 2 sheets of paper. If you don't have these sorts of things, you can use normal book pages and stick whatever image you like wherever you like. All right, so there's that opportunity as well. Right, so what I did first of all was I trimmed the sides off, and then I trimmed it down. Because my A4 page is only 8 1/4 inches in width, I wanted to make sure that I could fit my top tag in, so I've taken 3/4 of an inch off. All right, I took a little bit off the bottom and a little bit off the top. So it measures, for me, 7.5 inches. But yours might be slightly different if you've printed on a US size. But it's 3/4 of an inch shorter than the width of your page. So that, what is that? 7 3/4 if it's a US letter. All right. In centimeters, you're looking at trim it to 19 centimeters. That's what 7.5 inches is. Okay, so the very first one that we're going to do, we fold them both in half like normal. Let me just put this one to the side. So we're just going to fold that in half and use our bone folder like that, okay? And that's the first one done. Okay, now as I said, you can decide to have that picture, whichever picture you choose. I'm going with this. All right, so that's what I've decided. I have inked around this, so it's all ready to go. The second one, you're also going to fold it in half, and again, decide which picture you want. And I'm going to use the baked goods there because that's really so indicative of the season, isn't it? And rest and relaxation and reflection, definitely. Okay, right, so you folded it in half, and then what I wanted you to do is, these should be the same size, obviously. I'm going to take the top corner of the page on the top and just fold it over. I've got like a 1/4 of an inch there, but it's not crucial, however much you want to. And then we're going to stick that one down. Okay, so I'm going to go pretty close to the edge just so that nothing catches on it tag wise. All right, so there we go. So now we've got this. Okay, the other thing we're going to do is, you can fold this way, but because I like this image, I'm going to fold it the other way. It makes no difference. All right, we're just making a pocket, that's what we're doing. So just use your bone folder. So we're going to do all the gluing now. So take your glue, run it along half of the length of the bottom and the full length on the side here. If you're wondering what the little noise is in the background, that's my teddy puppy, my teddy bear, playing with toys. You know, I'll tell you this, it's the same with kids. It's the same with dogs. Any expensive toys, he doesn't play with, and nor did Abby. But I take a turmeric shot every day for aches and pains, and I swear by it. So guys, if you have aches and pains, turmeric is the thing to take. So I take turmeric. It's a little shot bottle this big, and I put some, I washed it out after I had it, and I put in some rice, raw rice grains, and it's like a shaker, and he's obsessed with it. I could put a video together on 5 things that you can give a puppy that are safe, that are from around the house, that will entertain them for days. Let me know if you want to see that. It's got nothing to do with crafting. All right, I'm getting back to it. Right, so we've done that there. This is the top. That's key to note. I just want to put a little bit of a thingy there. All right, so we know it's easier to grab and open, etc. Yeah, Teddy has been keeping me on my toes. I have done so much running. I feel like I've got a toddler, honestly. There we go. All right, so you've got this now. That's what we've got. Now what we're going to do is we're going to stick this bit onto this bit. All right, so hold it there. Get your glue out over there and that, and then along the edge here, the left of the fold, yeah. Okay, there we go. And then just stick this right of this fold. Abby is on my bed. She doesn't, still not talking to the puppy. She's talking to me though. So you've got your pocket over here. and you've got your flip out pocket over there. All right, so that's the base of what we're doing. Okay, I still haven't managed to get this stuck right, so let me just do it again. I don't know why I'm not winning with that. Okay, maybe I'm picking it up too quickly. Okay, perfect, that's better. Right, so we've got all of that done. Now, for this bit over here with the pocket, I had to cut this out of one of my background pages with the little autumn leaves on. All right, I have just stuck on that fussy cut, and I put on these two stamp bits there just to save time. I used the other one, which I used from my add-on kit, so that's from the add-on kit. I just used that as a pattern piece to cut this one. That's all I've done. Okay, which is always great to do and handy, because the other one was going in the wrong direction. So there we go. Okay, so we just get the glue on there. Now I like to put a little bit of glue just a little bit further up here, just to keep it, nothing falling out. And then I'm going to just get this in place over here. All right, so far so good. Over here I'm just going to take one of these little flowers. This is me putting all the little details on, which I do find really therapeutic, and it's my exciting part. And then we'll get that over there. Right, and then I did just use a piece of washi. So this is just the washi. I just take a little bit. If you don't have washi, you can just use a piece of paper. You know, it doesn't glue it. It's the same. Right, just put a bit of glue on there, and I'm going to just get that like that. All right, so there's that bit. On this side, we are going to take, I've taken a 1/2 inch of paper, and I've just cut it. We are going to get some glue on that, and then we'll just stick that over here like that. Okay, really easy. We're going to take a little scrap of lace and stick that on the bottom. Like that. And then you can always just trim that off. Okay, and then I've got this little butterfly from the field notes, the Stampers Anonymous field notes, and I'm going to just get these on here somehow. Yeah, like that. So let's get it on. I've got kids, teenagers, elderly teenagers in the park making an absolute noise. So I do apologize. They're on the swing causing havoc. So I do apologize if you can hear all of that going on. I have closed all the windows, but school's out, so they're trying to impress the girls, you know, who they're terrorizing. Oh gosh, it happens all the time. Right, so I'm sure we can all relate. Right, so there we go. I've got that there. That's great. We've done that bit. We've got this sorted. Over here, we are just going to stick on a couple of bits. So let's do that. Again, these flowers have been so useful and I love them. I'll have to have a plan to do something like this for another journal in the future. Okay, so let's see. I'll get this one up here. Right, this one just below it. Okay, and then I've got a nice autumn leaf. So this one's fossilized amber on tea stained paper, which I love how they've turned out. And I bought this about 2 years ago for a different autumn kit. So let's just get that angled like that. And then I thought I'd put on this little bit here, which has got a cookie and a recipe, little fussy cut. All right, so all those bits are done. All we've got to do is the front bit now. So let's open it up like this. And what we're going to do is I've taken a green piece of paper, all right, and it's got like the leafy bits blended into it, and then this yellow bit. So this is just short of an inch, and then this is half an inch, and I'm going to stick this right across the middle of the page. Okay, all right, so let's just get that in the center, and then I'll just talk you through. So these came from my add-on kit, and when I was doing these ones with the bees, I took the mini page with the bees, it was this page, and I used this and just cut out, I'd used a pencil and then cut out one from each side of that mini page. All right, because I know someone will ask me. Right, so we've got this one, and then both of these were part of the add-on kit, the bird as well. I think I'm going to just change it like that and like that, something like that. Okay, so with these, I'm using the freebie leaves and a little fussy cut and a little bit of lace. So we are going to put that on there, and I'm going to do the same on the other side. All right, so let's get to that. Then the next thing was we have these little leaves, so I'm going to put these down at the bottom here like that. So let's get those on. The other one I've stuck on the bigger leaves. So we'll get that there. And then I've just got one of the mini little candles in a jar, fussy cuts. It's the half size one. And we're just going to get that over there. Okay, and then with the bird, we're going to do the similar thing. Don't want to go over the bird too much, so I'm just maneuvering it out the way. All right, and then the little chestnut. I think it's chestnuts. It's not acorns. And then we'll stick that just over there. All right, so now we can go back to our little bit here. We've got this one, which I think I'll probably put at the bottom, and then the bird, which we'll put towards the top. Now you want to keep it quite far down. You don't want your tag to go over too far. All right, so let's just start now. You don't want the glue there. Just want glue on the edge, close to the edge as you can get it. Like that. Right, so let's just line it up. And I'm going to go here like that. And then this one is going to go, yeah, up there, because I'm going to put something in the middle. So let's hold that there. Possibly get your little ruler just to give you some guidance, and then you can get it straight. Okay, there we go. That way they match, hopefully. All right, so we're going to put our tags in there in a minute. I've just got one other thing, and I've got accept yourself. So I think I did ink this already. And then we accept yourself as you are. One of the best things you can do for yourself, guys. Accept yourself and forgive yourself. definitely. Right, let's get that in the center like that. Right, we'll come back and put the tags in there, just give it a chance to dry. Right, so we've got that bit decorated. I am loving that, and we are going to put in all our bits and pieces now. Right, so there's the tag I've made for this one, which is the green background, and those two flowers are stuck on that stamped leaf and one of the fussy cuts. All right, so we are going to slide that in there, and this strip of paper comes from this sheet as well. All right, so let's get that in there. Okay, and then open that up. We've got the large tag. I love this ribbon. Okay, and we'll put that in there. Just let it peek out a little bit. It can go down lower, but I quite like them peeking out. Then I've got gentle hearts need strong boundaries. This one was especially for me. I'm terrible. I've learned. And then food for the soul, reading, it's one of my favorite things to do. And then I've got this little goodie, and those are gonna tuck in here. Ooh, delish. Yeah, and then we've got our little front bit, so we're gonna close that up. Get your little goodie, just to, nothing like a bit of time underneath the Yankee candle, you know. That's my answer to everything. And then we've got our little tags that are going to go in the front. So I've got these two, the hedgehogs and the squirrels. So I love those. So yeah, I'm going to just slide those in there. Here you go. And then this one in there. And there we have it. More yellows, more greens. What do you think? So yeah, really lovely. I love how that's turned out. And as I say, it would make a perfect standalone. You could just put it on one page, gift it as it is, or use it as what we're going to do as part of a center spread. So that's it. I love it. Right, we need to get the Yankee candle and, you know, a book or something heavy, and then tomorrow it's going to not lie nice and flat. All right, everyone, thank you for following along with me. Don't forget about the Best of Brits Junk Journal, that collaboration that Rach and Bella Crafts are putting together. If you haven't been watching, go and check that out on Rach's playlist on her website, on her YouTube channel, sorry, or on her website. I will see you again very soon. We will do the other half of this on Tuesday. So take good care of yourselves. Have a fantastic weekend. And I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.